Welcome to day 2 of the roundup, and what an impressive day.
It's been a super day. Started a little bit dicey with the weather. I know certainly when I got up this morning, I wasn't prepared for what the weather was going to give out. But the beautiful thing about drafting here at Willinga Park is that surface is fantastic. So rain, hail or shine, it always produces good camp drafting.
It was great footing, and realistically, the weather gods looked after us. The rain was very minimal. Great drafting. Change of cattle. Went to the Herefords today. Thought they could have been a little bit more challenging than maybe the Blacks were yesterday. But the scores say they were actually better.
Yeah, surprising that. I know a lot of people, the word around here was, thought it was going to get tougher today, changing to the Herefords. But, you know, maybe people just lifted their game. You know, they had that first round score. The pressure was on to get into that semi-final. Or as we said, the people that had missed out on that first round score, bombed out, were looking for that round money. So maybe everyone just stepped it up.
I think there's a little bit of that, and we'll talk about it a little bit towards the end, but just the numbers of full courses just changed a little bit. And I talked yesterday in the roundup about the gate. There's a few missed gates where today it seemed like they were putting a little bit more pressure on, and that changed and swung the numbers.
Well, for the people at home that don't know, the judges made a call to change the gate today. So they actually moved it in 3 metres closer to that second peg. So they opened it up a little bit. So maybe that was the reason that we saw a few more completed courses.
Absolutely could be. Well, let's get stuck into it. The top score of the day, it's not shared. So we've got a one-off winner at a 92, and that's Hugh Miles on Time's Up. So we talked about round money.
Yeah.
He didn't get an outside score yesterday, but he showed up today and he won the round, and there's 10 grand.
He did, and I've told all the Foresight riders that I'm taking a 10% commission on all round money. So very happy to see that another Foresight rider's taken home the 10K, because that should be some more money in my pocket.
Yeah, and we must mention, owned by Peter Schumacher in Tamworth. The horse is an imported stud by one-time Pepto at a Boone Sand Kitty, who's a phenomenal mare back in the States. She had over 500,000 in prize money. So it's a really well-bred imported colt. Comes over here, is just so consistent year in, year out in all the big events. Huey absolutely loves him. Like when it only comes down to a couple of nominations, Time's Up's always one of them.
And it's always nice, you know, when you're doing a roundup show and you put some predictions forward and you talk about a horse yesterday and how we're super impressed, that they back up the next day and make us look like we actually know what we're talking about.
Absolutely, and so we should just mention it is another Foresight ride. I feel like we are, excuse me, a broken record, because we're going to go straight into Matt Moffat. And Matt had a phenomenal day. He picked up where he left off. He's got 4 horses in the top 10 in aggregate. 2 are first and second. He split some round money as well. He had 2 horses with a 91. I think there was 4 riders on a 91, including Andrew Turvey. And he was on Cats and Roses, which is a great mare. We saw her in the cutout as well tonight. And then we also have your mate down south here, Peter Bolton, on Destiny's Reflex as well.
No, it was, we said it yesterday, he's a hot hand. As you said, he had another 4 in the top 10 today. No doubt he'll be at the bar shouting yet again, but it is a clean slate. So all of that fantastic work that those guys have done to be top of the charts gets them to the semi-final, but they're all back on even pegging now because we start at 0 again.
Well, that's the part that I think is interesting, because it really tells a good story in the fact that you've got, I'm going to have a look, Matt Moffat on a 182.67, and then his second place horse is only 1 point below. I'm sure he would love to carry those forward and have it a 4-round aggregate, because it's such big scores. So he gets wiped back to 0, but then he might have had another horse that maybe dropped a gate or something like that, and on a lower aggregate that comes in and they're all even. So you're going to have some riders that would be loving taking those scores through, and other riders loving the fact that everybody gets brought back to 0.
You got the other riders like me that snuck in on like I snuck in on a 168. Some people snuck in on a 166, and right now I'm an even pegging with Matt. So
I love the way you're able to bring yourself back in the frame.
Like, so Matt, you can have that 182.67, but you and I are even right now, buddy. So bad luck.
Yeah, you've got 2 going through. Congratulations. A huge effort. The fact that you're new to the sport. A lot of people are talking, you know, and I don't want to pump up your tyres or give you a big head, but the fact that in 12 months your camp drafting's really lifted. And that shows getting 2 horses back into the semis in what is really tough competition. A 166 to get back, which is the highest by a long way, and they're bringing back 114 riders tomorrow that, you know, we mentioned come back to 0.
Yeah, look, and you know, take me out of it and get back to the serious stuff. But it is just showing you how quality the drafting is this year, that, you know, it's taken a combined score of 166 to get back. We had so many double up scores, and as you said, we've run Herefords here before, so it really just shows you that the quality of camp drafting in 2024 has been sensational.
Yeah, cattle are great, the grounds are great. We had the cutout feature tonight, which was just the first round. We're going to look at some videos here in a minute and just talk over those. But Kenny L. Beaches, who, you know, is a favourite when it comes to the cutout yard with her great mare, Stylish Candy, lit it up tonight. Did it easy, real easy. Only score of 24, and girls come out on top in the first round. And again, it will be brought back to a clean slate semi-final tomorrow. But that was also worth mentioning as well.
Definitely, and I think, Dan, I know you're the man of vision, so why don't you get up some of this amazing vision that you've pulled from today? Who are we going to start with? Who are we going to start with? Once you've even got your code right today.
I took the code straight off. We're going to start here with times up.
Yep.
And have a look here at the 92. He also won the cutout yesterday, which we mentioned in the first round. He's won the cutout again in the second round.
The 24.67 today, I think, was her score.
So that means there was two 25s. Two judges have put a 25, one on a 24. That's how that works with the 6-7, which means sometimes these finals or places and paychecks actually get broken down to a 100th of a point. I mean, that's just phenomenal.
You're a stats man. Look,
absolutely.
Here he went for the bright red shirt. Look, thought it might just put him in that Willinga Park vibe today. But as you can see, look at that, just complete wedging up on that on the gate.
There's no room there.
As you said, Shuey's he loves this stud. And Huey was fantastic again. As we said, we said he'd go hard in this second round, going from round money, not getting that score in the first. And
yeah, he had
as you said earlier, he didn't let us down.
He had that cow that really ducked hard left, and now it came out. He's smoked his first peg. He's looking to tighten up his second peg. This horse just does it easy time and time again. So no wonder he's called times up, and he's getting ready for the gate.
And I just love watching Huey ride. He just looks so relaxed, and obviously we know he's in control, but you know, when you're at home or you're a newcomer to the sport and you're watching it for the first time and you're watching someone like Hugh Miles, he does make it look like it's so easy. And as you see here, these first couple of turns they were huge.
Absolutely. He's one that I actually, you know, want to run and go and watch when he goes into the camp, because you always know he's going to put a hell of a show on. And we've got to get to the technology. I did want to make a special mention about this mare. So we've got Troy Palmer on Bad in Black. She's only a young mare, 5-year-old mare. There's a lot of hype around this mare. She was the highest priced record-setting horse at $550,000, bought by Terry Snow. And she's only a 5-year-old mare, novice mare already. And here she is, and she's going to be in that clean slate semi-final as well.
Yeah, I reckon Troy's done a fantastic job with her. I haven't seen her drafting for a while. I haven't seen any runs, but he's got her tuned up really nicely. And as you said, that $550,000 at Nutrien, we were there. It was a spectacle to see get knocked down to that price, and Troy's done a great job with her.
And I know Holly back home, you know, she's watching this mare, no doubt. She'd be super excited to see, you know, she's probably one of the most talked about horses in Australia. And to see her come out, and I just want to reiterate the age, at such a young age, and come out here and hold her own in open competition. She looked beautiful and soft. She had very consistent 2 scores of slightly above 87, and he'll be looking to step that up in the semi-finals.
Yeah, look, Troy's another one that we haven't really spoken about that's had a fantastic couple of days here, and he's going to be one to watch in the semi-finals because he's got a fair few in there.
Absolutely. We'll roll straight on to the cutout tonight. We already had a bit of a talk about how easy this horse and rider combination made it look. Just too easy. The long blonde mane is always a bit of a standout, and you know who she is when she steps into that yard.
It's got all the plaits, very beautiful style points there, hey? Something right up your alley, Dan.
Also, as you can see here, we're back on the Herefords. I think the Herefords really show off or highlight a cutout because they can be particularly soft, but if you get out of position down the fence, they will take you down the fence.
Yeah, and we saw that tonight. There were multiple people that got beaten down the fence. So, you know, as you said, you still have to get it done. And you can see Kenny L here. She just slowly, continually steps up. Look at Candy. She's a very explosive mare. Those last couple of moves right there were fantastic. And, you know, it's going to make for a great final tomorrow night. You know, the fact that we've cut down that field, we've got the top few going through, we've got Times Up, who we've seen a few times. I was also really impressed with Willinga Park's Smooth Talker. And then, as we said, we've got with Kenny L, who's set the benchmark at 24 and said, "Come chase me."
Absolutely. Took a 22 and above to make it into the top 10. There was, I think, maybe about 12 horses that will come back through to a clean slate. You saw a couple of those riders probably be a little bit conservative, knowing that they just need to be clean and get through. So tomorrow night it's going to bring for a great spectacle, because no one will be taking it easy. It's a winner takes all. There's no second place.
That's right. And what else about on the program tomorrow, Dan? What are we kicking off with? It's a bit of a different lineup tomorrow, I understand?
Yes. So tomorrow we're going to roll into the ladies event, and that was going to be hotly contested as well before the semi-final comes about, and then it's going to be the feature cutout. As we start to wrap this up, we're going to mention about the scoring.
Yeah.
You've got a good friend of yours who's been helping you out.
I've got one mention I want to make. Charlie Hensberger. He's been the man that chose all my cattle this weekend. Gippsland fella, he's done a fantastic job. He's leading the averages this weekend. He's got an 84.83 across his run. So, Charlie, well done, mate. Keep it up in the semi-finals and keep choosing me good cows.
So there was 64% outside scores today, and slightly over 50% of those were full scores. And so yesterday, that was a slight difference. There was just slightly a higher percentage for outside scores, but it was the full courses today was up nearly 10% on yesterday's, and that's what made the difference, and that's what brought it up to such a large number going into the semi-final, the 166. But there's still plenty of competition in there. All the ones that we know are going to be fighting it out. The Pete Comiskys, the Ben Halls, Ben McNaughton. I don't want to leave anyone else. I'm not going to mention them all. They're all in there with a lot of horses. I know that two previous winners, we got Matt Holtz on Nonda's last Frontier.
Yep.
He's backed it up with a couple of 88s or better. And also Pete Comiskey on Just Jim did the same thing. So I kept an eye on those horses. They're in form. They might not have got any round money as such, but they're going to be coming strong.
Well, we've spoken about Matt Moffat having the hot hand. You've had the hot hand here in the studio when it's come to making predictions that we got from you last night. What are you expecting to see tomorrow in the semi-final? Just give us one thing, just one little thing that we can expect to see, Dan.
One thing, well, we're going to expect to see an easy prediction as Matt Moffat's going to be taking a few through. And I mean, that is the absolute easy one. We're going to see the ones, that we expect. Of course, we might see this guy sneak in, and that's my prediction. My prediction early is LeBron.
Give the people something that's going to actually work, mate.
Yep, this is it. This is it. LeBron and Josh Gibson. I'm going to make sure I jump on him nice and early and give him a little bit of a tune-up. He's got a good draw, and maybe this is going to be the first time you're going to represent in the Ringers Western Gold Buckle Campdraft Championship.
Mate, I'm just looking forward to tomorrow's semi-final. As you said, we've got the Dash for Cash for the ladies. It's going to be a fantastic day of drafting here at Willinga Park. If you're close by, make sure you come down and check it out. This Ringers Western Gold Buckle is going to be tightly contested. Tomorrow's semi-final is going to be hot.
And just to give that last shout out to Ringers Western, they do have, while the competition is on, if you guys are interested in a 25% off, there's a code, and what is that code?
It is Willinga Park 25. Thanks for putting me on the spot, but it is all capitals. Make sure you type it in. Get shopping. Fantastic gear. We look forward to seeing them tomorrow night with our next show.
Yeah, let's bring it on.